We are live in the Bell Center in Montreal, a city fueled by passion, deep in the province of Quebec, Canada. Tonight, opportunity takes center stage. Champions will be tested, legacies challenged, and for some, everything could change in a heartbeat. This is high stakes, high risk, and high reward. It all begins now. Welcome to WWE Money in the Bank. From the heart of Montreal, where passion runs loud and history runs deep. Tonight, the air is electric with ambition. This is more than just a night of competition. This is a night of opportunity. Because once a year, the race begins. A climb to glory, one rung at a time. And at the top, a prize that changes everything. A contract for destiny. This is the ultimate heist, not pulled off in silence, but in chaos. Bodies crashing, ladders bending, dreams hanging just out of reach. Tonight, legacies are rewritten in an instant, and one bold move can shape the future. But it's not just the briefcase everybody's after. A juggernaut faces a madman with a heart of fire. Two dominant forces finally collide with gold waiting for the victor. And icons of this industry are set for battle, one layered in history, pride, and the promise of redemption hanging in the balance. Montreal, welcome to the proving grounds. The rules are simple. Climb, fight, survive. Steal your moment. Who will rise? Who will fall? And whose future will change forever? This is Money in the Bank. You are looking live at the Bell Center here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where over 17,000 are expected to pack the arena for a night built on opportunity in a city known for its heart, history, and its hunger for greatness. Careers can change in an instant. No more waiting, no more talking, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to kick things off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
The following contest is a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And is for the Money in the Bank contract. Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds. Main event, Jey Uso.
There are so many underlining stories in this year's men's Money in the Bank ladder matchup. Jey Uso with loads of history, with multiple superstars in tonight's affair. But this isn't about the past. Tonight is about the future. Jey Uso looking to grab the proverbial brass ring. In this case, it's the Money in the Bank briefcase. Bringing the party from city to city around the globe. Jey Uso, one half of one of the most decorated tag teams of all time. A former United States champion. And 3 short weeks ago, Uso fell short in his pursuit of the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight, a chance to turn his luck around. Jey Uso looking to climb the ranks on SmackDown, and maybe he does so by capturing Money in the Bank. Or maybe It's gonna be him!
And from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes!
Well, you want to talk about turning luck around, turning a negative into a positive. Look no further than the man they call him, Carmelo Hayes, the one of one, who earlier this month was booted off SmackDown by his ex-best friend and arch rival in Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes now resurfacing this past Monday night on Raw, and with little assistance from the Intercontinental Champion Solo Sikoa, was able to upset Randy Orton and qualify for what will be his first Money in the Bank ladder matchup. Well, another former United States champion, a man who knows Jey Uso very well from their time on SmackDown together. Melo could be money by the time tonight's over. His star is shining bright. Could be about to get a little brighter. And Jey Uso has got to feel indifferent seeing this man involved in Money in the Bank. An arch rival, a nemesis if you will. The Judgment Day's Finn Balor is in search of all the power.
And representing the Judgment Day, from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor!
Well, again, we will state tonight is not about the past, it is about the future. But in doing so, you can't not acknowledge all the history Finn Balor has with not only Jey Uso, but Damian Priest, his former tag team partner, his former running buddy in the Judgment Day, and the man he stabbed in the back in March. And now that the Judgment Day resides on SmackDown, Priest has been unable to get an ounce of retribution. Well, Finn Balor is known for quite some time now that Priest was going to be involved in Money in the Bank. Has Balor put together a game plan, or is Finn ready to fight his old running mate head on in pursuit of trying to take down that briefcase? Finn Balor has been in search of the World Heavyweight Championship ever since being drafted to SmackDown a couple of months ago. Failed to capture it against Ilja Dragunov back at Clash at the Castle in May. 3 weeks ago, it was Jey Uso who was pinned, but Finn Balor losing the triple threat matchup at King and Queen of the Ring nonetheless. Another opportunity arises for the Judgment Day to take control. Finn Balor looks to climb the rugs, looks to take down the briefcase, and looks to move one step closer to the Heavyweight Championship of the world. And here comes the man who was last to qualify this past Thursday night.
And from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing in at 205 pounds, Trick Williams.
Well, what's going through Trick Williams' mind? Knowing he kicked Carmelo Hayes off of SmackDown, and then technically, Melo beat him to the punch. He qualified first for Money in the Bank. Well, Trick thought he put Melo behind him for good, but here we are in Montreal, and their paths are about to cross again. Well, I guess you could say it could be oh so sweet for at least one of the former members of the Trick Melo gang if they could take down the briefcase in front of the other. Well, Trick Williams' star continues to rise. This is his second Money in the Bank ladder matchup. He competed in last year's, and last year's Money in the Bank appearance was really the kickstart to what has been the rise of Trick Williams on Thursday Night SmackDown. Well, Trick looks to take the next step tonight. Looks to continue to break out on his own, carve his own path, and become a star that we will remember for years to come. And what better way to etch your name to the annals of history than capturing Money in the Bank? But there has been another superstar on the rise over on Monday Night Raw. Out of the shadows and into the spotlight, the former NXT North American Champion, the ruler, Alba, Femi!
weighing in at 273 pounds,
Oba Femi, over the last few months, has taken Monday Night Raw by storm. He has only suffered one pinfall loss, and that comes to the last man to enter Money in the Bank, that being Damian Priest in the first round of King of the Ring last month. But Oba Femi qualifying by defeating a former three-time Cruiserweight Champion and former Tag Team Champion, Legado del Fantasma's Santos Escobar, and a lot of underlining stories for everyone else in this Money in the Bank ladder matchup. But Oba Femi, dare I say, is kind of the odd one out, and that may end up benefiting him, as all these other superstars want to tear each other apart. Oba Femi may have a clear-cut shot to the top of the ladder, and the Money in the Bank briefcase remains to be seen, but the ruler, ever dominant, ever intimidating, the physical prowess he brings to the ring, add the ladders to that, and that's a scary equation. But there is one more man to enter. The Punishment, Damian Priest, who's looking to kill a couple of birds with one stone here in Montreal.
And from New York City, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
For the first time, Damian Priest will legally be in the ring with Finn Balor in a matchup since Balor stabbed Priest in the back and then hightailed it to SmackDown all those months ago. Priest has been daydreaming about this night, but Priest has got to be careful. As much as he wants to get his hands on the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, Damian has got to remember what he is here to do, and that is capture the Money in the Bank contract for an opportunity to challenge for a WWE or World Heavyweight Championship anytime, any place for up to 1 year. Damian Priest has shown a lot of promise as a main event star, as a future world champion. Tonight could be the catapult. Tonight could be what finally takes him to that next step and positions him as a future champion on Monday nights. Well, remains to be seen. A lot of questions. We need some answers. The bell has sounded here in Montreal. The men's Money in the Bank of 2025 is underway. See, Jey Uso and Damian Priest got Finn Balor, or at least for a moment, trapped between a rock and a hard place. Jey gonna walk right into the Lion's Den. Oba Femi at ringside, Melo and Trick going at it. Bad blood from the last man standing matchup earlier this month, and Balor and Priest are going at one another inside the squared circle. Again, all these superstars and all the bad blood, all the history that has developed in the lead up to this Money in the Bank ladder matchup. They cannot allow that to blind their pursuit of what matters most tonight, and that's the contract that hangs high in the sky. And look at the size of Oba Femi. We got the Wild Coyote cam going tonight for these Money in the Bank ladder matches to ensure that we can see all the action taking place. Oba Femi, absolute giant compared to the rest of the field. Even Damian Priest has got some size over the Punishment as well. Oh, well, speaking of Priest, Balor sending him to the outside. And here's Finn over the top rope and taking out Priest at ringside. And look at Melo. Oof, just missed. That springboard moonsault. Oba Femi now hot on his tail. And we talked about it in the lead up to Money in the Bank, but the last time we were here for a premium live event in the Bell Center, Montreal, was last September. No mercy. What main evented on that night? The Usos versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest in a tables, ladders, and chairs matchup. It was the Judgment Day's World Tag Team titles versus the Usos' Monday Night Raw careers. That night changed so much for the Usos, and now all this time later, it's a completely different landscape for Priest and Balor as well. Balor and Priest just tearing each other apart since the bell sounded. Keep your eyes on Carmelo Hayes, who's got a steel chair. He's going swinging on Damian Priest at ringside. No disqualifications. It's not just for the ladders. Absolutely anything goes in Money in the Bank. Got two future stars in the making in Oba Femi and Trick Williams inside of the ropes. Main event, Jey Uso trying to recalibrate his game plan on the outside. We have got a lot of action going on here in the middle of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Trick Williams trying to go at it. Wait a minute, hold on here. Keep your eyes inside the ring. Alba Femi, the sole man. He's got his fingertips on the contract. Meanwhile, Balor shoving that ladder over. And the big man takes a fall. I told you, Alba Femi may be the odd one out tonight. The rest of these superstars got so many underlining stories and overlapping history that they may be so hell-bent on tearing each other apart that the ruler may just have a clear-cut shot to victory, and he nearly had it that time. Finn Balor, luckily, in his peripheral, seeing the ruler at the last second. Meanwhile, you got Trick Williams and Jey Uso tearing apart the announce table at ringside. Priest is just trying to rip Finn Balor to shreds inside of the squared circle. The Money in the Bank so chaotic. Fatigue sets in so much earlier than a normal contest. Balor now sent to the outside. It's Damian Priest with a full head of steam. Montreal on their feet. Priest and Balor leaving it all inside and outside the ring. Trick Williams laying out Carmelo Hayes. Trick now climbing the ring, or I should say climbing the ladder inside of the ring. And Alba Femi just shoving that ladder down. Man, oh man, well, as we were about to say, ladies and gentlemen, ladder matches like this with so many moving parts. Fatigue's gonna set it a hell of a lot earlier. Not a lot of sustained momentum. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head, which is easier said than done. Once again, Alba Femi scaling the ladder, trying to get his fingertips on the Money in the Bank contract. Oh, Alba Femi again just goes crashing down. This time, thanks to Raw's newest acquisition, the former United States Champion Carmelo Hayes. Balor sending Priest to the prime hydration station at ringside. Absolute chaos here in the middle of the Bell Center. 17,000 plus expected for what is going to be one hell of a night at Money in the Bank. Carmelo Hayes going swinging with that steel chair inside of the ring. Jey Uso with a super kick to a man he's had some history with in Carmelo Hayes. Jey Uso, who defeated Carmelo Hayes and really sent Melo down a bad luck spiral after Melo lost the United States Championship all the way last October. Balor, down goes Priest, that brain buster. Balor, Alba Femi, the only men in the ring right now with a couple of ladders. Alba Femi, dare I say, is the only one solely focused on trying to get to the top of the ladder. Meanwhile, Finn Balor climbing the rugs. Balor with his fingertips on the contract. Alba Femi, however, starting to stir. Damian Priest starting to stir. Alba Femi now shoving Finn Balor down. And Alba Femi hoisting Damian Priest up and hanging him up to the top rope. Jey Uso with his eyes on the Prince and a super kick to the Judgment Day's representative. Would be a banner night for the Judgment Day. Balor participating in this ladder matchup. Liv Morgan for the women. Balor right now out cold on the outside of the ring. So there's a lot of moving objects inside of the ring. Oh man, well there's main event Jey Uso. To try his hand at becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. Trick Williams and Alba Femi going at it. Jey Uso's nearing it. Alba Femi got a shot. Oh man, that ladder just crumbling underneath Jey's feet, I think, because of all the action going on surrounding it. Jey Uso just trying to get his wits about him there. Meanwhile, you got Melo and Trick. They've been going at it a lot in this matchup. A lot of bad blood between the former best friends. They thought they settled their rivalry earlier this month. Here they are crossing paths again. Damian Priest, Jey Uso. Jey Uso a fan favorite. Damian Priest really starting to become one on Monday Night Raw. Alba Femi just ragdolling Jey Uso out of the ring. Oh wait, keep your eyes on Priest. South of heaven and the ruler. Femi's felt that move before. Now Priest on one side, Melo on the other. Damian shows Melo off. Damian up there, Finn Balor on the other side. The former running mate to the Judgment Day at the top of the ladder. Oh man, the stories that can be told between these two men. Damian Priest and oh my Melo hit a springboard, took out Trick, and I think the collision took out the ladder. And down goes Balor and Priest for the moment. Look at Femi inside of the ring now. Oh my! Power bombing Balor out of the ring. This is why fatigue sets in a hell of a lot earlier than usual. This kind of matchup is not made for flesh. It's not made for the bones. Hell, it ain't made for the heart and soul. You gotta want it more than anybody else. You gotta let adrenaline fuel you. The punishment, the aches, the pains that are gonna be felt for days after this contest. I certainly don't envy these 6 individuals as Priest inside of the ring with a Frankensteiner on main event Jey Uso. Balor starting to reel. Going after Priest inside of the ring. A little 1916. Montreal on their feet as Balor slowly but surely starts to climb. He's got his fingertips on the briefcase here. Damian Priest is out. Jey Uso focusing on Femi. Trick and Melo taking each other out. Priest, somebody has got to hustle up before the power goes to the Judgment Day. Everybody's too late. Finn Balor has captured the contract.
Here is your winner, Finn Balor.
Just as Jey Uso realized, and just as Damian Priest was starting to stir, both of Finn Balor's rivals forced to watch as he takes down the Money in the Bank briefcase. The Judgment Day has been in search of power. On Thursday Night SmackDown, Balor has been hell-bent on becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And after a couple of failed attempts, the power is now back with the Judgment Day group because Finn Balor has taken the contract and is the 2025 Mr. Money in the Bank. God help us on Thursday nights. Can't get enough universe mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, an intense way to kick off Money in the Bank moments ago, but we are on the road to SummerSlam. We're going to make a pit stop in Bridgeport, Saturday night, August the 9th, for Saturday night's main event. Channel members, get ready. We're heading to Baltimore on August 16th for Great Balls of Fire. And of course, it all concludes in Cleveland next month, August 24th on Sunday night for SummerSlam.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Championship.
Well, the action going to keep rolling here in the Bell Center. And the WWE Women's Championship for Monday Night Raw is on the line. A first time ever, highly anticipated collision between an established woman of Monday nights and one of Raw's hottest newcomers. And you're looking at her, the Dark Angel, La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer debuting in the midst of the Queen of the Ring tournament, made it to the semifinal round of said tournament. 3 weeks ago in Seattle, outlasted 7 other of Raw's best in an over-the-top rope battle royal to claim #1 contendership and earn the right to challenge Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's title right here tonight in Montreal. Well, of course, we know that the winner of this matchup is moving directly to SummerSlam next month to defend the Women's Championship against the Queen of the Ring winner, Lyra Valkyria. Who is it going to be? We're going to find out right here and right now. Stephanie Vaquer has been great, but her opponent tonight, a woman who knows a thing or two about rising to the occasion. The Nightmare, the Eradicator, and most importantly, the WWE Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley many a times has her opponents beat before the bell even sounds. But dare I say, I do not think that is the case here tonight. A lot of respect has been shown in recent weeks between Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer. They have watched each other's back against common enemies such as Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. Unfortunately for both of these women, they were aligned with Lyra Valkyria this past Monday night in a losing effort in a 6-woman tag team bout. But both of them look to have short-term memory and look to focus on the task at hand right here and now. It is all about the gold that is draped over the shoulder of the ever-intimidating Nightmare Rhea Ripley. Two fan favorites on Monday Night Raw. And although respect is there, that respect goes out the window when the bell sounds and that championship is on the line. Both of these women want to leave Money in the Bank holding that very piece of gold. Both of them want to walk in to one of the biggest nights of the WWE calendar, SummerSlam next month, August 24th in Cleveland, and defend that championship proudly against the Queen of the Ring, Lyra Valkyria. Well, only one woman is going to get what they so desire. Will Rhea Ripley be leaving Montreal still women's champion, or will tonight be a crowning night in the career of the Dark Angel, Stephanie Vaquer?
Introducing the challenger from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Vaquer. And her opponent from Adelaide, South Australia, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Well, as we said before, this is one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the evening amongst the WWE Universe. Two fan favorites on Monday Night Raw. An established star in Rhea Ripley. A star in the making in Stephanie Vaquer. Locking horns just over a month after Stephanie's Raw debut, and the women's title is on the line. The bell has sounded here in the Bell Center. Here we go. Stephanie Rhea Women's Championship. Who's going to take the title? The biggest party of the SummerSlam. Certainly a contrast in styles between the champion and challenger. Rhea Ripley, well documented, a powerhouse, loves the brawl inside of that ring. Stephanie Vaquer, a technical wizard at times, also has that lucha libre background. Does not mind taking things to the air. Stephanie with great in-ring IQ, loves to fly around the squared circle. Great endurance, the #1 contender has as well. Something that certainly helped her survive that battle royal 3 weeks ago and become #1 contender. What Rhea Ripley has got to do tonight is rely on her strengths, both figuratively and literally. I mentioned just a moment prior, the power certainly in Rhea Ripley's corner. Stephanie Vaquer can find her way out of those strongholds. Trying to rely on some of that technical wizardry that she houses in her arsenal. She may just have Rhea Ripley beat. La Primera has been known as a hybrid, world-traveled, won championships in CMLL, but now she is here on Monday Night Raw. Here in the big time of WWE and Money in the Bank, and looking to win her first crown on the main roster. Off the Saito. And Rhea Ripley's still alive. Rhea Ripley has held the championship since WrestleMania. She won the Royal Rumble match earlier this year, which catapulted her to that very championship match at the grandest stage of them all. Since then, she has retained the gold over Tiffany, Stratton, over Roxanne, Perez, and even in non-title affairs has turned away names like Cora Jade and Nia Jax on Monday Night Raw. Stephanie Vaquer now the latest to step up, and you're seeing some of that technical wizardry that we mentioned moments prior. Off that armbar on the ropes, with Stephanie unable to capitalize as Rhea Ripley drags her right back inside of the ring with a suplex from the out into the in. Now into the ropes, and Rhea not afraid to leave the soles of her boots with that drop kick. And somebody with the size and stature and the power of Rhea Ripley compared to a lot of the women in the division, that drop kick has got to feel like getting hit with a ton of bricks. Rhea Ripley always improving, always in the gym, always getting more powerful. And this is not where Stephanie Vaquer wants to be, up against the ever-dominating, ever-intimidating champion. Rhea Ripley knows a thing or two about the Money in the Bank contract. She won it 2 years ago, cashed it in successfully for the championship that she holds today. Look at Rhea, just asserting herself over the #1 contender. This is why Rhea many a times has her opponents beat before the bell even sounds. This kind of destruction that she can cause inside of the ring, extremely intimidating. Now Vaquer sent to the outside. Rhea full head of steam, and she's soaring over the top rope, taking out the challenger. Well, it's not too often that we see Rhea go flying over the top. But on nights like tonight, where she knows she's got a test, where she knows she's got a challenge in Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea looking to do all she's got to do to ensure victory. And now back inside the ring, a boot for good measures. Rhea confident that she's got Stephanie beaten, and it's not over yet. Rhea Ripley talked about relying on her power, on her strength. There you saw her going a little bit outside of the box as she soared outside of the ring. I don't think Stephanie Vaquer was expecting that out of the champion. And you're seeing right now, Vaquer in trouble. Stephanie Vaquer, I'll tell you what, win, lose, or draw tonight, is going to be able to hang her hat on the fact that just over a month after debuting on Monday Night Raw, she is facing Rhea Ripley, the top dog, on Monday nights in the women's division for the Women's Championship. That is something that does not come around every day. But Vaquer not looking to take that participation trophy home, if you will. She wants the gold herself. She wants the championship. She wants the victory, and she's willing to fight, scratch and claw to get it. Taking Rhea down into the corner, now paintbrushing the pretty looks of the Aussie. Rhea looking up at the lights of the Bell Center, at least for a moment, as Vaquer clearly feeling comfortable. Missile drop kick takes Rhea down again. That's that Lucha Libre background of Stephanie Vaquer, which she may need to rely on a little bit more than usual tonight. And now dropping the leg. Stephanie seeing an opportunity. Maybe she's got Rhea caught. I think it's going to take more to keep down the nightmare. Let us not forget that matchup where Rhea Ripley won the title at WrestleMania. Many are calling it one of the best matches of 2025 against Tiffany Stratton. If you haven't seen it, the replay available now. You will not be disappointed. Stephanie Vaquer, step up, cross body, down goes Rhea. That is what Vaquer has got to do tonight. That is what she's got to rely on. Rhea Ripley never saw it coming. Dare I say, the more Stephanie Vaquer cannot be standing on the canvas and the more she can be flying around this ring, the better. Rhea Ripley now the one. Up against the ropes. Stephanie Vaquer showing her strength. Again, we talked about it briefly, but Stephanie with some great in-ring endurance. Definitely helped her win that over the top rope battle royal 3 weeks ago in Seattle. And I think is what it's helping, or I should say it is what is helping her survive that early storm by Rhea Ripley. And now trying to take control of this championship matchup. Look at Stephanie! Power bomb to Rhea! Stephanie Vaquer. She's flying around this ring. She's getting technical. She's getting powerful. She's bringing every tool that she's got. Oh, and now a world-famous tool. A little devil's kiss to the champion. And Stephanie may have the bell rung of Rhea Ripley here in Montreal. Not just yet. Rhea Rhea still alive. Stephanie Vaquer thought she had this matchup put away. She thought she was green and gold, but unfortunately for her, Rhea Ripley's blood is still red, and she's still got it running through her veins. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker that time. Vaquer is not backing down for the ever-intimidating Rhea Ripley. Vaquer now perched on top. What has she got in mind here? What a neck breaker by the Dark Angel. What precision to hit that maneuver. And continues on the offense. Impaler style DDT. Rhea going splat on the canvas. Stephanie Vaquer digging deep down in her bag of tricks tonight, pulling out maneuvers we have yet to see on Monday Night Raw. And now the middle rope comes calling, and Stephanie Vaquer drops a high-octane leg drop. Into the lateral, Stephanie may have this matchup won, but again Rhea Ripley kicks out. Now you see how enthusiastic Rhea was on the kick out as well. She might have saw the championship flash before her very eyes. Stephanie missing wildly with that kick. Rhea able to sidestep, and now Rhea Ripley just ragging La Primera down. Rhea Ripley, ever resilient. We've seen her back against the wall many a times this year, whether it was in the Royal Rumble match, whether it was at WrestleMania, whether it was at Backlash or Clash at the Castle. Rhea Ripley continues to persevere and continues to rise to the occasion. And she may have Stephanie Vaquer wounded and defeated. On the shoulders, eat the canvas for Sunday Night Dinner. To retain the title, Rhea Ripley into the cover. Oh, the Dark Angel at 2.9, able to pop that shoulder up. Stephanie Vaquer still in this matchup as Rhea Ripley starts to rally a comeback here. Stephanie now brought into the corner. Rhea on the shoulder block. Gonna level the challenger. Gotta imagine the queen of the ring, Lyra Valkyria, has got her eyes on this contest, looking at the competition that awaits her 4 weeks from tonight at SummerSlam. Stephanie now, roundabout, into the DDT, now heads back up top. Stephanie with a splash from the tippy top rope. And once again, another near fall. La Primera, time and time again in this matchup, has been half a second away from leaving as champion. Stephanie Vaquer leaving the soles of her boots. Going powerful when she needs to, technical when she needs to. Stephanie Vaquer truly living up to being that hybrid that we called her inside of that ring. Oh no, Rhea Ripley with a hip toss from the ring to the outside. That's gonna take a pound of flesh out of Stephanie. Nothing pretty, nothing fancy about it, just physical. And now Rhea throwing her entire frame at the #1 contender. Gotta wonder what's going through Rhea Ripley's mind here. Seeing the challenge that is Stephanie Vaquer and feeling her flesh on flesh. Is Rhea Ripley questioning whether she's got what it takes to keep down Stephanie Vaquer, just as I'm sure Vaquer has been wondering over the last few weeks if she's got what it takes to keep down the Nightmare. Both these women bringing their best. Rhea Ripley now uncharacteristically heads to the top rope, but we saw her soar earlier. Oh my goodness! A headbutt by Rhea. Stephanie tried to get out of the way. Rhea hit her spine. Stephanie Vaquer able to kick out. Rhea Ripley might have had some screws loose that she did herself off that headbutt. Oh, Stephanie able to reverse. Rhea in trouble. SVB! SVB! Down goes Rhea. And you had to think this one was over. Rhea Ripley surviving the Stephanie Vaquer bomb. Moments after Rhea delivered a headbutt from the top, and somehow Vaquer was able to survive. And we have got ourselves a good one here at Money in the Bank for the WWE Women's Championship. Rhea now hoisted on top. Stephanie Vaquer going for a little Frankensteiner. Rhea dead center. Montreal on their feet as Stephanie Vaquer not going for the cover just yet. She's got something else in mind here. Realizing she has just got to wear down Rhea Ripley. Leave no stone unturned. Back up top goes the challenger. Corkscrew moonsault. That's got to do it. No! Oh my goodness. Rhea Ripley kicks again. The hell's Stephanie gonna have to do to keep this woman down? Well, Stephanie's finding out what many have already found out, that Rhea Ripley is just a different breed, and that's why she's been so successful. It's why she's been so dominant. It's why even when she got knocked down to rock bottom in the women's division on Raw, she was able to rise back to the top. But Stephanie Vaquer not interested in Rhea Ripley's success. Stephanie Vaquer wants success of her own. She's got to find a way to keep down the game champion. Vaquer off another reversal. That knee may have rocked Rhea. Couple of sharp elbows. The champion dodges the last one. Now Rhea Ripley just ragdolls the challenger over the top rope again. Gotta wonder if it's going through Rhea Ripley's mind on how she's even surviving this matchup. Nevertheless, how she's gonna beat Stephanie Vaquer. Rhea might have thought a couple of times that she was done. Off! Power bomb on the outside. Rhea sitting out with the two, putting everything she had behind that power bomb. Sending the #1 contender back inside of the ring. Rhea Ripley wants to get the job done between the ropes. Wants to leave no questions asked if she is able to retain the championship tonight. Stephanie Vaquer showed some of her best hands, but she's also pulled out some maneuvers that we have yet to see. Does Stephanie have an ace up her sleeve? If she does, she's gonna have to try to find a window to execute it. Creating some distance that time. It takes Rhea off her feet once more. Rhea Ripley feeling fatigued, as is the challenger. I don't think Stephanie got all of that kick. She got all of the second one. Nothing fancy about that. That's just knocking the wind out of your opponent. Another one by Vaquer. Stephanie just trying to do all she can to keep Rhea down here, but Rhea continues to get back to her damn feet. Rhea Ripley just cut from a different cloth, now back in control, at least for the moment, as she sends Stephanie Vaquer, hoists her on top. Vaquer looking dazed, and Rhea just ragdolls her. Stephanie Vaquer getting sent damn near halfway across the ring. Rhea measuring the opponent, Stephanie in trouble. Riptide by the champion. A picture worth 1,000 words. Rhea Ripley retains the title.
Here is your winner, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Stephanie Vaquer has got absolutely nothing to be ashamed of in defeat. Just over a month since debuting on Monday Night Raw, giving Rhea Ripley that fight. I think Vaquer is going to make her day. It's going to have her day, and it's going to be champion one day. But tonight belongs to Rhea Ripley. Rhea's reign continues. Rhea Ripley is leaving Montreal, WWE Women's Champion, and will defend the gold against Lyra Valkyria August 24th at SummerSlam. SummerSlam!
I have to make a choice.
Think down even further.
Drowning out my If you're feeling lost, sing this song with me. It will shine a light. I hope that you can stay. Sing away, carry me. Take me.
Well, I cannot wait to head to the land, the heart of rock and roll, 4 weeks from tonight, Sunday night, August 24th, from Huntington Bank Field, Cleveland, Ohio. Special starts time of 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. What a night it's going to be in Cleveland.
The following contest is a triple threat match and is for the WWE United States Championship.
Well, the action going to keep on rolling here in Montreal as the United States Championship is on the line. The first of two challengers, the ever-confident, the ever-elegant, El Idolo, Andrade.
Introducing the challenger from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 230 pounds,
Andrade, a man who represents his heritage with intensity and discipline, travels to the north and hopes to win the gold of the United States. It was a couple of months ago that Andrade and Austin Theory were face-to-face in the middle of the ring. Theory threatened Andrade, told him to go to the back of the line as Theory was getting a United States Championship matchup that night in Atlanta on SmackDown. Well, Andrade didn't take too kindly to Theory's disrespect, and he really aided LA Knight in retaining his championship all those months ago. That led to a developing rivalry between Theory and Andrade. 3 singles matches between them at this point. Andrade up 2-1 over Austin Theory if you're keeping score. Andrade challenged LA Knight a number of weeks ago for the United States Championship. An opportunity that did go south. After that contest, Austin Theory would arrive on the scene, attack Andrade, lay out LA Knight as well. And the situation between these 3 superstars has only continued to develop ever since.
And introducing the challenger from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Well, we can talk about the confidence and the unshakable composure of Andrade, but what about Austin Theory? It is a smug confidence when this man walks down the aisle. At times, Austin Theory can be a little bit underhanded inside of that ring, desperate to do anything he's got to do to get victory. Well, for a while, we have talked about the potential and the promise of Austin Theory. And although over the last few years he has found success, do not get us wrong. Theory sometimes has a tendency to fall short when the lights are on bright in big-time matches such as tonight. Austin Theory now finally getting a United States Championship matchup that he's been desperate to obtain for months on SmackDown. Will he be able to rise? Will he be able to take home the gold? Or is this going to be another major loss in the overgrowing career of Austin Theory? Well, he's got to get through not only the champion, but somebody who has had his number in Andrade to do it. And one of the most popular superstars today has come to the north.
And introducing the champion from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 241 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, LA Knight.
Well, LA Knight does not take too kindly to disrespect. And for lack of better words, let's just say it. He's got a take no crap kind of attitude. Andrade wants a fight. Austin Theory wants a fight. LA Knight's the last guy who's gonna back down. Swagger-filled charisma. And a United States Championship to prove his success. He's held the gold since WrestleMania. He's turned away Andrade and Austin Theory in singles matches. Tonight it's a triple threat with both of those challengers. LA Knight has also retained the gold over likes of Trick Williams, Joe Coffey back at Clash at the Castle. But tonight it's not one challenger he's got to worry about. It's Dose in a triple threat. Well, this should be a fun matchup on the surface. You got three incredible talents, all striving for the same end goal. Who's going to leave the North? Who's leaving Canada with the championship of the United States? Andrade going right at LA Knight, and LA Knight going to drop him with a clothesline. In theory now, going right at Andrade. Really, tonight is just the brawl picking up where these guys left off. This past Thursday night on SmackDown. Oh, wait a minute, hold that thought. Andrade into the crucifix pin, trying to win the title and get away scot-free. Gonna take a little more to keep down the megastar. This past Thursday night, LA Knight in the ring, microphone in hand, somewhere he is most comfortable. Austin Theory would interrupt. A brawl would ensue. Theory laid out the United States Champion. Andrade would arrive on the scene and drop Austin Theory. Andrade's been dropped with a blood force trauma thanks to LA Knight. All of these men have been at each other's throats for weeks on SmackDown, and it all has to do with the United States Championship that Austin Theory nearly won there, right there. Usually you want your superstars inside of that ring to have undivided attention, but in this case, LA Knight needs to have some divided attention to focus on both challengers at the same time, which is obviously easier said than done. Last thing LA Knight wants is he's getting beat up by Ilja in the corner. Down goes the champion. The last thing LA Knight wants is to lose his United States Championship tonight without even being involved in the decision, as Theory and Andrade very well could go through each other to leave Montreal with the championship. Andrade trying to take control of the squared circle now. Drop it, LA Knight! On the apron, but look out for Theory with a suicide dive on Andrade. We knew it was going to be some great action between three incredible athletes here at Money in the Bank. Theory and LA Knight continuing to go at it. At ringside, Theory better keep his eyes on Ilja. Andrade really surveying the scene right now, measuring the champion and challenger, and Andrade just throwing his body into the carnage. My goodness, the Lucha Libre star going high risk, high reward, trying to keep down Theory as well as the champion. Inside of the ring, outside of the ring, the action ever non-stop is now Theory all kinds of tied up here. Of course, today, triple threat matchup, no countouts, no disqualifications, anything can happen. Oh no. Oh no, LA Knight meets disaster with the suplex to the outside by Andrade. And now Theory once again, full head of steam float over DDT. Man, Andrade now multiple times in a row has laid out LA Knight just for Austin Theory to catch him slipping. That is what makes triple threat matches so difficult. Having eyes in the back of your head, easier said than done. Just like Money in the Bank matches here tonight. Fatigue sets in a hell of a lot earlier when you got that extra body and a triple threat. No time for rest. No time to recalibrate a game plan. Andrade trying to take his time here and pick his spot wisely, but Austin Theory and LA Knight know that the opposite challenger is looming. Theory now, signature offense, rolling in the ring. The drop kick takes down the megastar, and Andrade now takes out Theory. Andrade, as we mentioned, has defeated Austin Theory twice in recent memory. Theory does own one victory over Ilja as well. Drop kick out of the corner to win the title. I think it's going to take a little more to keep down any man in this matchup. LA Knight on the outside, and honestly, that may be best case scenario for the megastar. Now look at Andrade. Could be looking to go. A little tribute here. Three amigos. LA Knight, however, has got an equalizer. Short celebration for Andrade there. Thought he had Theory taken out the three amigos, and then LA Knight comes in, says, screw this, it's no DQ, I'm getting me some steel. LA Knight, take no prisoners attitude, loves to break things down to a brawl, he ain't afraid to do it. Saw LA retain that championship back at Clash at the Castle in May in a Glasgow street fight against Gallus' Joe Coffey. Put pedal to the metal on that night. Things went haywire, but he was able to walk away the champion, regardless of the situation. Looking to do so again, but Andrade has plans to write a different story. LA Knight feeling confident. Wait a minute, Andrade better watch his back. Backslide by Theory. Theory nearly stealing the title. LA Knight now tries to go for the victory. Man, all three of these men just trying to catch the others when they least expect it. Andrade taken out, LA Knight dropping Austin Theory. All the times Theory has attacked the megastar in recent memory, that's got to feel therapeutic for the reigning, defending United States champion. Austin Theory down momentarily. Andrade trying to get back inside of the ring, but LA Knight just meeting him there and cutting him off. The megastar trying to do his best to divide and conquer, to rule the ring. All in the name of retaining his title. LA Knight hoisted on top. Megastar going flying with a knee. Andrade nearly knocked him off the top rope, but LA got away just in time here. Andrade breaking up the pinfall before it's too late, and now wipes out the champion. LA Knight now crawling to the corner, trying to regroup. Easier said than done. One half of the challenger's hot on his tail. LA Knight trying to deliver a big boot. Andrade says otherwise. Knight grabs him anyway. LA Knight and Andrade just scrapping and clawing. Oh man, and Andrade catches him with a spinning back elbow into the cover. These men so focused on each other they didn't realize that Austin Theory was back on his feet and really was just waiting for his spot to pick. And now wipes out Andrade. Some great action thus far in this triple threat matchup for the United States Championship. LA Knight got another steel chair, so another one's been mangled, but Austin Theory with eyes in the back of his head. Goes around, wipes out LA Knight with the neck breaker. Oh wait, Andrade delivering the message. Andrade gonna pin Theory and win the United States title. No! Theory's still in it! Theory's still in it! That's the same move that laid out Theory 72 hours ago on SmackDown. Oh, look at Andrade! Thought he was going at Theory, but elects to go at LA Knight, who is approaching him. Head scissors takedown. Elito might not have gotten the 3 count moments ago, but he has taken firm control over champion and fellow challenger. Throwing them into each other. Andrade, this may be his moment. This may be his opportunity to finally obtain the United States Championship of SmackDown. LA Knight now in the corner. Theory back to a foundation here. Wait a minute, Theory measuring his spot. LA Knight, however, catching Andrade with a blunt force trauma. And Austin Theory just getting the hell in the way. And LA Knight's now looking at Theory saying, what the hell you doing here? Get the hell out of my way. Drops Theory. Oh, LA Knight's not done. Realized he might have had Andrade beat for a moment. Maybe not now. Or maybe he does. LA Knight into the cover to retain the title, and Austin Theory breaking things up again. Blood force trauma on Andrade. Unfortunately for LA Knight, that X Factor, that third man, Austin Theory, the reason this matchup isn't over yet. And a float over. So hard to get sustained momentum in a match like this, but LA Knight now trying his damnedest. Levels Theory with the closed fist. Eyes now locked on Andrade. Andrade able to put the brakes on. Who's going to get what they so desire? Leaving the North with the championship of the States. LA Knight going for that hangman's neck breaker. Theory just sidestepped it. Andrade on the outside, all the while Austin Theory drops LA Knight right on the knee. We're gonna have a new champion. Not just yet, LA Knight holds onto the gold a moment longer. Theory looking at LA Knight, figuring, what the hell do I gotta do? Meanwhile, watches back Andrade, springboard. Both men just kind of brushing Andrade off that time. And Alidolo throwing caution in the wind, and fortunately didn't work out. Could have been disastrous for both the champion and Austin Theory if Andrade got what he wanted that time. LA Knight rolled to the outside, trying to get away from disaster. Back inside the ring, Theory dazed in the corner. Look out for LA Knight. He just got dropped with a message by Alidolo. Andrade gonna win the title, but again, Austin Theory, the X factor in this matchup that seemingly has ruined opportunities for both Andrade and LA Knight to leave as champion. Andrade now sent into the corner off that failed attempt. The megastar taken to the outside by Theory. LA Knight out of the equation, at least for the moment. Wait a minute here. A tail down by Austin Theory. Theory has captured the United States title, and it didn't even pin LA Knight to do it.
Here is your winner, and new WWE United States Champion, Austin Theory.
LA Knight is gonna be fuming. Loses the United States Championship that he worked so hard to obtain and retain for months on end, as Austin Theory takes advantage of the rules, pins Andrade, his recent rival, on SmackDown, and is leaving Money in the Bank United States Champion. What a victory for Austin Theory. We want to take you back to the Money in the Bank kickoff show earlier tonight. For No Nation Gaming channel members, the replay available now. Of course, it features the 2 out of 3 falls matchup as Dirty Dominic Mysterio of the Judgment Day challenged the young OG Javon Evans for the Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Dominic Mysterio aggressive on the offense throughout this battle, forcing Javon Evans to really fight a defensive 2 out of 3 falls matchup. Evans had to dig deep down in his bag of tricks to do all he could to survive what was a game Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Evans scoring the first fall, Dom scoring the second, and it came down to sudden death between champion and challenger. But in the closing moments, a destroyer and the second frog splash of the night would lead to Dominic Mysterio kicking off his now second Cruiserweight Championship reign, only 3 weeks after originally losing the title to Javon Evans. Well, you gotta wonder if another championship from SmackDown is about to change hands. First the Cruiserweight title, then the United States title. Well, coming up next, the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, and what will be a no countouts and no disqualifications contested matchup per request of Ilja Dragunov and as accepted by the challenger, Big Bronson Reed. For months, a monster has been unleashed on SmackDown. They call him the Auxilla, a walking weapon of mass destruction. Bronson Reed has rediscovered his edge, breaking bodies, crushing spirits, and clearing a path of carnage. He's not just here to dominate, he's here to reign. His mission? Become the kingpin of SmackDown by becoming World Heavyweight Champion. But standing in his way is a man who knows no fear. The Mad Dragon, the Tsar, the indomitable Ilja Dragunov. Reed sent a message months ago, loud, violent, and direct. But the champion had other battles to fight, other challengers to conquer. Now, their paths cross again. Dragunov has made a career of slaying giants. He's walked through hell and stared down pain. But this isn't just another mountain. This is Bronson Reed. Stronger, meaner, and more dangerous than ever before. The war comes to Montreal with everything on the line, and the stakes even higher. The winner will walk into SummerSlam to defend the gold against the King of the Ring winner, AJ Styles. Will it be the immovable force, the Juggernaut, the Auszilla, Bronson Reed, or will it be the never say die Fyre of the champion, the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov? One will rise, one will fall, and only one will leave Montreal as World Heavyweight Champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It is time for one of the headlining affairs here in Montreal. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, and a true heavyweight is looking to bring it home. Ever since joining SmackDown, Bronson Reed has had a chip on his shoulder, unapologetic, and he walks to the ring tonight, dare I say, with a menacing aura surrounding him. You remember the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes on the shelf with that shoulder contusion, one that was dished to him by that man, Bronson Reed. Reed has tore through the competition. Win, lose, or draw, he has left bodies laying in his wake. A walking weapon of mass destruction. Ask Cody Rhodes, ask AJ Styles. You can even ask Ilja Dragunov what it feels like to be on the receiving end of a beatdown from the Auszilla. But the Mad Dragon never backs down. Explosive, resilient, and tonight, pissed off. The world champion has been left laying on numerous occasions by hands of the #1 contender. And tonight, Ilja Dragunov looks to right the wrong of all those recent times. Ilja Dragunov has made a career out of being an underdog, but finding a way to win. Superstars have thought they had the Tsar beat, but something inside Ilja will not let him quit, will not let him stay down. Ilja Dragunov is the personification of rising to the occasion. He is not intense, he is the definition of intensity. He's the 2025 Royal Rumble match winner. He is your heavyweight champion of the world. Underdog or not, Ilja Dragunov is more than willing to die on his sword inside of that ring. Bronson Reed, the favorite. Not just in terms of a physical prowess, but dare I say in terms of intimidation. But Ilja Dragunov, against all odds, is here in Montreal regardless, and is ready to bring the fight to the Auszilla, Bronson Reed. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Jey Uso, all names that Ilja has turned away in recent months. Bronson Reed may just be the next on his list, or Ilja Dragunov may be a casualty of that weapon of mass destruction.
Introducing the challenger. From Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed. And his opponent, from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, Ilja Dragunov.
It is the battle-hardened champion, Ilja Dragunov, versus the calculated brutality that is the challenger in Big Bronson Reed. The Auszilla versus the Mad Dragon. Who is leaving Montreal with the Heavyweight Championship of the world? Who will defend the title against the King of the Ring, AJ Styles, in 4 weeks' time at SummerSlam? Referee Charles Robinson wearing the stripes. The bell has sounded and we are underway. Ilja Dragunov full head of steam, knocking Reed off his feet. But a tale as old as time. It's one thing to knock Reed off his feet. It's a whole nother thing to keep him there. Not saying it's an impossible feat, especially for somebody like Ilja Dragunov, but it is not going to come without a war of attrition. Ilja bringing the fight to Reed in the early going. Trying to set the pace of this matchup. Trying to be in the driver's seat, get momentum on his side, and not allow himself to be dragged around this ring by Reed tonight. Oh, Bronson Reed there, getting out of the way and just running over Ilja Dragunov with that shoulder block. It's gotta feel like getting hit by a Mack truck. Bronson Reed, through ambushes, through brutality, through attacks, through destruction, has proclaimed himself the rightful #1 contender, whether anybody likes it or not. I'm sure AJ Styles would much rather have a respectful, competitive battle against Ilja Dragunov at SummerSlam. But the Auszilla in Bronson Reed may be coming to SummerSlam in 4 weeks' time to tsunami AJ Styles down and straight to hell. Bronson Reed would love to dictate the pace of this matchup, would love to wear down Ilja Dragunov. He knows Ilja. Really been described as built different at times. Just when you think you got this man beat, he's able to rise. Reed going to exhaust all options, leave no stone unturned, and do everything he can to beat the hell out of the champion to ensure victory. Ilja Dragunov going to try to do the same. Had to throw all of his body, all of his weight at the one tree trunk size leg of Reed just to knock him down for a moment. And now Ilja on the middle rope, and the uppercut takes Reed down again. Ilja into the lateral, only a 1 count that time, and I think Ilja Dragunov knew he wasn't going to get a 3, but just trying to mess with the psyche of Bronson Reed and force him to extend some energy. Well, there's Reed. Right back in control. Military press, and down goes the world's champion. Ilja Dragunov able to survive the numbers in the triple threat matchup 3 weeks ago in Seattle. Month prior to that, one-on-one with Finn Balor in Glasgow. What a battle that was. Able to turn away Cody Rhodes at Backlash, won the main event on WrestleMania Saturday, but this is a different kind of fight. Oh, well, let us not forget the no countouts, no disqualification stipulation that Ilja Dragunov requested for this matchup. Ilja Dragunov nearly seeing disaster with that steel chair. It was a last-minute stipulation that was added this past Thursday night, again by request of the world's champion. Ilja Dragunov has been a casualty of Bronson Reed. Ilja wanted nothing holding him back to try to keep down Reed tonight. We questioned on Thursday, we've been questioning all weekend why Ilja Dragunov would give Bronson Reed that same stipulation, but Ilja Dragunov, unfortunately for him, miscalculates that knee. Reed in the wrong position, but Ilja Dragunov obviously has a game plan and hopes to execute it. Bronson Reed may not need any weapons, may not need to battle on the outside of the ring. The pinfall or submission still needs to take place between the ropes for us to get a winner here. Ilja Dragunov wanted that stipulation. Reed was not going to say no to it. I don't think Bronson Reed is going to have to rely on it as we're back inside of the ring, and Reed has been destructive with his own bare hands week in and week out, and Ilja Dragunov is being reminded of it. Bronson Reed, a true heavyweight, and tonight may be leaving with the world's title. A former Intercontinental Champion. Months ago, Reed said he lost that Intercontinental title over on Raw because he lost his edge. Ever since coming to SmackDown, Reed has clearly rediscovered his edge. And Ilja Dragunov nearly discovered the Shadow Realm, but luckily was able to get the hell out of the way. Bronson Reed nearly squashed in Ilja. Might need a shovel to get Ilja off the canvas, and Reed delivered that senton, but the Mad Dragon able to get the way, or I should say get the hell out of dodge. Reed now rolling to the outskirts, up on the apron. Ilja Dragunov gets clocked, and there's a kick. Ilja Dragunov would not have asked for no countouts and no disqualifications if he didn't think it would benefit him. Reed now on the outside. Ilja, suicide dive, able to take Reed off his feet again. And again, referee Charles Robinson, nothing he can do. This fight can progress really anywhere in the Bell Center as long as the decision takes place inside of the ring. There's Ilja taking advantage of the stipulation, sending Reed right to those diamond-plated steps. And now the Mad Dragon has got a steel chair. Bronson Reed has been using weapons and has been using chaos to his edge. As of late on SmackDown, Ilja Dragunov returned the favor. Chair right to the abdominal of the big man. And now it's got to get Bronson Reed back inside the ring and it's got to hope for a decision. Ilja Dragunov using the chair. Now on the top rope. Here he comes, trying to go for the hammer. Nobody home. Reed able to sidestep. The Oscilla with a Death Valley driver to the world's champion. Oh, Ilja Dragunov able to kick out. Bronson Reed absorbing that chair shot at ringside, moments ago. Back inside the ring, and nearly in a snap of the fingers, Reed's back in control. Ilja Dragunov may just need a hope and a prayer to survive. My goodness! Taking Ilja Dragunov's head nearly off his shoulders and sending it into the fifth row of the Bell Center with that clothesline. Ilja now sent into the corner. Reed nearly playing with his food. Ragdoll and Ilja Dragunov. Saito suplex. I don't like this. Reed is starting to be in, not just in control, but in firm control. Ilja Dragunov. Down, maybe out. Reed nearly winning the World's Championship, but not over yet. Reed cannot allow himself to get frustrated. He's got frustrated in the past against the likes of AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, and it's come back to haunt him. He cannot allow that to happen here tonight against Ilja Dragunov. Reed again, just leveling the champion and continuing this beatdown inside of the ring. Ilja requested no countouts and no disqualifications for one reason or another. Reed agreed upon it. But the thing is, I don't think Reed even needs to rely on said stipulation. He was anticipating a one-on-one wrestling matchup, and this is where Reed has been so dominant. Just forcing his opponent on the defense. Ilja Dragunov now sent over the top rope, able to hold on. I might have just fell out of the floor and started waving the white flag if I was Ilja. Oh, shoulder block here. Ilja Dragunov, never say die. Look at the German suplex on the big man. Falls over the senton. Ilja with the momentum as he was able to jump over the top rope and hit that German on Reed, followed up with the senton. Maybe Ilja Dragunov has got some daylight. Starting to come unglued. Series of shots. Gets the leg up for the kick. Now it's Bronson Reed who's on the run. In the corner. Ilja Dragunov's wheels are spinning. Sane, he's got the big man wounded. Bronson Reed down. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think I know what Ilja's going for. It's been some time since we've seen this. Coast to coast by the Mad Dragon to retain the title. No! Ilja Dragunov soaring through the skies like the dragon he is. But unfortunately, even putting his own body in harm's way does not put away the Oscilla. You can't get any more momentum behind a drop kick like that. Any normal man would have had their daylights turned off. Reed looking up at the lights of the Bell Center. Ilja wanted the senton. Nobody home on the delivery. And now a sidewalk slam because somehow, some way, Reed is still alive. Oh, but he misses the senton. Ilja Dragunov once again has got some daylight on the horizon. Stacks Bronson Reed up, only a 1. And Bronson Reed just runs over the champion that time. Man, a couple of times throughout this matchup, it has seemed like Ilja Dragunov was able to kick the door down and was able to find a way to win. Unfortunately, a 3 count is nowhere to be found, and Bronson Reed is moving around that ring right now like he's fresh as a daisy. Continuing to just throw all his body weight at the Tsar, just letting Ilja Dragunov feel the pain, feel the brutality. Oh no, full head of steam, my goodness! Ilja Dragunov's time as world champion may be coming to an end. Reed's going up top. Could have been looking for the tsunami. Ilja, however, getting the hell out of the way. Reed wanted the axe hammer. Ilja says otherwise. Ilja Dragunov will not quit, will not say die. He will leave his last breath inside of that ring. Stacking the sentons. He's got Reed wounded. Back up top. This is risky business, but Ilja goes for it anyway. Senton to retain. No! Bronson Reed kicking out as Ilja Dragunov risked it all. I don't know what it's gonna take for Ilja to keep Bronson Reed down. But Bronson Reed comes alive again and just sends Ilja Dragunov to the outside. Oh no. Well, I think Reed is finally gonna take advantage of the stipulation. He's got that steel chair and he rams it right into the abdominal of Dragunov. I think Reed has had enough. Enough for the fun and games. Enough of Ilja Dragunov coming alive. Reed is out to kill. Reed is out to win the world title. Reed is out to slay the man Dragon. Another chair shot to the back. Look at the way that chair has just been mangled. Ilja Dragunov, the only reason he was on his feet for a moment there is because Bronson Reed brought him to it. Ilja now down, dead center of the ring. Bronson Reed, like a shark that smells blood in the water. Dragging Ilja Dragunov possibly into the drop zone. Ilja knows a tsunami's coming, and he's trying to do his best to avoid it. Bronson Reed, moments away from glory. Oh, wait a minute! Hold on here! The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes! Is he here? Hey Reed, you might want to turn around. The American Nightmare is in the ring. Cody Rhodes here in Montreal. Pedigree to Bronson Reed. No countouts, no disqualifications. Cody re-emerging for the first time since Bronson Reed put him on the shelf last month. That shoulder contusion not keeping Cody Rhodes down for good. And now Reed on a wobbly foundation. And Ilja Dragunov brings him back down to size. Cody Rhodes arriving here in the Bell Center. About the last thing that Reed expected. Reed's down. Ilja. H-bomb on the Oscilla. And with a little assist, Ilja Dragunov is going to retain the World Heavyweight Championship.
Here is your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Ilja Dragunov.
Well, I don't know if Ilja Dragunov even knew that Cody Rhodes was going to be here in Montreal or not, but what I do know is nobody can say that Bronson Reed didn't have that coming. Cody Rhodes sidelined at that shoulder contusion thanks to Bronson Reed, and just as it seemed that the big man was closing in on winning the World Heavyweight Championship, Cody Rhodes reemerges, assists Ilja Dragunov in yet another successful defense of the world's title. Ilja will now take that title into SummerSlam 4 weeks from tonight for a one-on-one dream match against the king of the ring, AJ Styles. Can't get enough universe mode? PLE kickoff shows, live events, all exclusive to Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Hit the join button down below and gain access to more universe than ever before. Well, it's been a hell of a night thus far here in Montreal, but the action continues live tomorrow night from the 6th. Toronto, Monday Night Raw is live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, featuring the WWE debut of the exhilarating Luchador Penta that is live tomorrow night on Raw. The action gonna roll into Buffalo, New York on Thursday. SmackDown live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. A grudge matchup is signed on. The new attitude of Raquel Rodriguez collides with the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Raw live tomorrow night. SmackDown live on Thursday. The road to SummerSlam just getting started. But we are back inside the Bell Center here in Montreal, and it is time for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And it is the first one in the career of the beautiful Madness, Giulia.
The following contest is a table, ladders, and chairs match. It is for the Money in the Bank contract, making her way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, Giulia.
Well, a great opportunity to bounce back tonight for Giulia, as 3 weeks ago in Seattle, she made it to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament, but was ultimately turned away by the inevitable winner in Raw's Lyra Valkyria. Giulia qualifying by defeating Zoe Stark on SmackDown. Can she enter her first Money in the Bank ladder matchup? Climb the ladder, take down the briefcase, and be right back in the line of fire for a future championship opportunity. Well, Giulia's only been on SmackDown for a short time, and she has made a huge impact. Maybe tonight is where she takes the next step on the blue brand. She's already got the Women's Intercontinental Championship. On the other side of the bell, she very well may be Mrs. Money in the Bank as well. The Unholy Union's Alba Fyre coming to make herself famous here in Montreal.
And representing the Unholy Union from Glasgow, Scotland, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Alba Fyre.
Well, Alba Fyre has had the assistance of her tag team partner, the White Witch Isla Dawn, back when she won that Intercontinental Championship at Clash at the Castle, and even when she defeated Alexa Bliss to qualify for Money in the Bank. But tonight, Alba Fyre gonna have to do it on her own. No Isla Dawn in the equation. The former NXT United Kingdom Women's Champion looks to keep collecting here in the Bell Center. It's already been a huge night for the Judgment Day. Will it continue?
And from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Earlier tonight on the Money in the Bank kickoff show, Dominic Mysterio recapturing the Cruiserweight Championship and that 2 out of 3 falls matchup. Finn Balor kicking off tonight's festivities here in Montreal by taking down the men's Money in the Bank contract. Just imagine how unbearable the Judgment Day is going to be on SmackDown if Liv Morgan has the same luck. We told you it could be a banner night for the Judgment Day. So far, they're 2 for 3. Let's see if Liv Morgan can complete the hat trick. Well, here comes the last woman to qualify. This past Thursday night on SmackDown, she turned away Bayley. It's the Women's United States Champion in Kairi Sane.
And representing the Kabuki Warriors from Yamaguchi, Japan, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Kairi Sane.
Well, she already dug up one piece of buried treasure all the way back at WrestleMania in March when she became the inaugural Women's United States Champion. Maybe the X marks the spot here on Montreal tonight, and maybe the Sky Pirate is about to bring home some more gold, some more treasure. Maybe the Money in the Bank briefcase is in her future. A highly competitive bout against the veteran in Bayley this past Thursday night, but Kairi Sane able to survive and continues to carve her own path on Thursday night SmackDown. The Kabuki Warriors have been a bit divided as of late. A lot of that having to do with the reemergence and the new attitude of Raquel Rodriguez. Again, SmackDown going to be live from Buffalo, New York this Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Asuka looks to take care of their Raquel problem, but Kairi Sane's got a chance to bring back some hope to the Kabuki Warriors tonight if she can capture the Money in the Bank. A championship on one shoulder, a briefcase in the other hand. Kairi Sane could be on the verge of a huge night in her career. The talent oh so deep in this Money in the Bank ladder matchup. It ain't gonna be an easy task for any of these women. Maybe it's gonna be the former Women's World Champion.
And from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne.
It is the second career Money in the Bank ladder match for the prodigy of Monday Night Raw, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne last year at SummerSlam became Women's World Champion for the first time in her career. She's a former Women's Tag Team Champion alongside last year's Money in the Bank winner in Cora Jade. As voted by you, the fans, Roxanne Perez named the 2024 Women's Superstar of the Year. Roxanne looking to start down a new path on Monday Night Raw and start to reclaim some of that former glory if and only if she can capture Money in the Bank for the very first time. Roxanne has been a thorn in the side of the current champion, Rhea Ripley. I'm sure Rhea would absolutely love anybody else but Roxanne Perez taking down that contract. And speaking of Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton is no longer champion today because of her old rival. But this past Monday night on Raw, Stratton pinning the shoulders of the Queen of the Ring, Lyra Valkyria, a massive momentum builder for old Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton back in Money in the Bank tonight. Can she capture the contract that hangs high in the sky?
And from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
Just like Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton going back-to-back Money in the Bank ladder matches. Failed to obtain the contract last year in London. Really, that was a catalyst, a momentum builder for Stratton. Got her name in the lights on that night. Couple of months later, became the inaugural Queen of the Ring winner. Couple months after that, won the women's title. Well, who is going to be Mrs. Money in the Bank of 2025? The bell has sounded and we're about to find out. The action underway. We will do our best to keep up with all of it. You saw how chaotic the men's Money in the Bank was earlier tonight. Already the Intercontinental Champion Alba Fyre on the outside going for some hardware, but Roxanne Perez going to avoid disaster. Giulia and Liv Morgan going at it inside of the ring. They got some history dating back to the semi-final round of the Queen of the Ring tournament where Giulia defeated the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. And I'm sure Liv has not forgotten about it. And Liv Morgan looking to keep the Judgment Day's momentum going tonight. Can lightning strike 3 times in the same spot in one calendar evening? That's what Liv Morgan's hoping to find out. First Dirty Dom, then Finn Balor. Imagine if Morgan takes down the contract just as she's taking out Giulia right now, and Alba Fyre's going swinging at ringside with that ladder. It'll be a breakout night for Alba Fyre. Intercontinental Champion, of course, but dare I say, not getting the attention and respect she deserves from the WWE Universe. Alba Fyre, a great talent, I'll say relies on her tag team partner Isla Dawn at times, but it doesn't discount the talents of the champion herself. Tiffany, Stratton, Roxanne Perez going at it at ringside momentarily. They were partners this past Monday night on Raw. Even got the victory, but any friendship, any partnership goes out the window in a matchup where it's everybody for themselves. Meanwhile, inside of the ring, Kairi Sane looking to be the one who takes down the contract. Tiffany Stratton on her tail, but the United States Champion able to shoo her off. She's got fingertips on the briefcase. Liv Morgan now on the other side and knocks Kairi down. Stratton knocks over that ladder that was already wobbly, and Liv Morgan meant disaster that time. So much chaos, so much action in the midst of a Money in the Bank ladder matchup, just as we saw earlier tonight here at the Bell Center. Tiffany Stratton sent to the outside. Alba Fyre going at Roxanne Perez. Liv Morgan takes out Fyre. Kairi Sane and Giulia. That's a dream match inside of the ring. The United States Champion knocks down the Beautiful Madness momentarily. Kairi Sane on top. They've been looking for that insane elbow, but Giulia's starting to stir. Goes for an elbow nonetheless, and I think she hit the ladder as Giulia's able to sidestep. Oh, and Liv Morgan at ringside with an oblivion on Alba Fyre. So much action to keep up with. Liv Morgan going, swinging with that chair. All the while, Giulia just ran to a ladder inside of the ring. And they are going to feel this one tomorrow morning, that's for damn sure. Physical as can be are these ladder matches. Meanwhile, keep your eye on the Beautiful Madness Giulia, who is scaling the rugs inside of the ring. She's got fingertips on the briefcase. She's up there with the Intercontinental Champion Alba Fyre. Alba Fyre teetering. Giulia trying to throw some strikes. Fyre trying to avoid. It is dangerous when your feet have left the soles of the canvas. Down goes Alba Fyre. Stratton with the Alabama Slam on Perez. Giulia's on the ladder, just now getting her wits about her. Stratton with the prettiest moonsault ever, but she better turn around because Giulia's got her fingertips on the briefcase, and down goes Giulia. Oh my goodness. So much action inside of the ring here in Montreal. Tiffany Stratton delivering the PME on Alba Fyre at the last-ditch second. Saw Giulia before she was able to take down the contract. Giulia, who was turned away in the Queen of the Ring finals a couple of weeks ago, so close to tasting victory, may want this more than anybody. Got former champions in there like Liv, like Perez, like Stratton. You got Alba Fyre and Kairi Sane, who currently hold gold in their respective brands. You got Giulia, who's a former NXT champion as well. And just got struck by Liv with that drop kick inside of the ring. There's ladders spread throughout the ring and out ringside. Kairi Sane now going at Roxanne Perez. Liv Morgan's got a hold of that chair. All the while, Kairi Sane inside of the ring. On top, insane elbow on the Prodigy. That might take Roxanne Perez out for the long haul here. Meanwhile, Kairi Sane now directs her focus to the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. Those two women have clashed before on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton takes care of the United States Champion. Once again, it is Alba Fyre and Giulia, dead center of the ring, going at it here at Money in the Bank. Alba Fyre, great talent, Intercontinental Champion for a reason. But now, in a precarious spot, the beautiful Madness gonna lay her out. Stratton. Roxanne, Perez, they've been going at it a lot in this matchup. I think they're hell-bent on making sure the other one knows that any past tandems, partnerships that they've had on Monday Night Raw, it's all out the window tonight. Both women want to secure the contract that hangs high in the sky. Tiffany Stratton just got dropped on her crown by Giulia. And Alba Fyre now back inside the ring, going after the beautiful Madness. Roxanne Perez now. Alba Fyre may be on a tear. She reverses whatever Perez was going for. Intercontinental Champion dead set on taking out the former Women's World Champion at the given moment. Just as Liv sends Giulia to the outside. And women running inside of the ring, outside of the ring. At the end of the day, somebody's got to set a ladder up dead center. He's got to get that briefcase. Guarantee themselves a future championship opportunity anytime, any place, up to 12 months. We know Finn Balor's doing it for the men as he took down the contract earlier tonight. Who's going to be the one for the women? Giulia. Oh my goodness, the double stomp from the top rope might have just crushed the ribs of the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. No love lost between those two, obviously. Tiffany Stratton taking out Kairi Sane. Oh, wait a minute. Giulia might have just got caught. Alabama slammer by the inaugural Queen of the Ring. Meanwhile, inside the ring again, Tiffany Stratton with the corkscrew on Liv. Those two have battled in the past during Liv's time on Monday Night Raw, no strangers to each other. Liv Morgan gets taken out by Stratton. Perez with the Frankensteiner. Alba Fyre crashes on the ladder. And it is anybody's ball game in this kind of matchup. Roxanne Perez getting dropped with the gory special by the Intercontinental Champion on the steel rugs. And out of the ring goes Roxanne. Roxanne Perez is taking some mean shots in this matchup. And Kairi Sane now levels Fyre. Kairi going up top. Could be looking for another insane elbow. The Intercontinental Champion going to be the casualty this time around. Man, somebody's got to pick up those ladders before we got nothing but broken bodies left inside of the ring. Set them up, try to climb them, see what happens. Giulia out, Kairi out, 4 in the ring at the given moment. Liv dropping Tiffany Stratton. Might have just took her out of the equation and oblivion on Roxanne Perez. So the carnage that took place earlier tonight, and now more taking place. Swanton bomb by Alba Fyre to Tiffany Stratton. That is how she qualified this past Monday Night on Raw. Giulia and Liv been at each other's throats a lot throughout this matchup. You gotta believe it's got a lot to do with that victory for Giulia back when she defeated Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring semi-final. No love lost between those two. Now Giulia, once again, setting up the ladder. She made a couple attempts at climbing those rugs. Wait a minute, Liv Morgan's cutting Giulia off, but it's gonna be Roxanne Perez who tries to take advantage. Liv Morgan meeting her up there. Every woman back inside the ring for the given moment. All eyes should be on the two women who are closest to the briefcase, closest to the contract. Alba Fyre finally getting her hands on Perez. Giulia on the opposite side, however. I don't know if she's going for the contract or if she's going to live for a moment. Oh my God, a double stop for the top of the ladder, crushing the United States Champion Kairi Sane. But Giulia's once again back inside the ring. Was the only one for the moment, but just got knocked off the ladder by Tiffy Time. Oh my goodness. All these women gotta be running off pure adrenaline at this point. The second that wears off, all of them are gonna be out for the count. This has been brutalizing. Maybe even more brutalizing than the men's match earlier tonight. Somehow all 6 women back inside the ring for the given moment. Giulia just got draped on that ladder. Look at her body contorted over the steel. Roxanne Perez. Oh my goodness! I think Alba Fyre, we've seen her pull that out before. I think she went for the fireball on Stratton, and Stratton just avoided it. It smells like smoke and ash here at ringside. Tiffany Stratton nearly went for the prettiest woman in the locker room to the most hellacious. I don't even know what to say. That doesn't show you how desperate the Intercontinental Champion is. I don't know what will. Stratton luckily was able to avoid it, but couldn't avoid that. Giulia cracks her with the ladder. Giulia, once again, climbing the rugs. Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan on their feet. Giulia's finally able to stabilize herself. But Tiffany Stratton again is the woman knocking the beautiful madness down the sides. Oh my goodness. This is a race to the finish line like we've never seen before. Liv Morgan with an oblivion on Giulia. Tiffany Stratton really been an aggressor throughout this matchup. Seen her on the offense more times than not. Battling it out with Liv Morgan, the far left corner. Meanwhile, Roxanne Perez has got her eyes on the ladder. Every woman's on her feet, but Perez going for broke anyway. Liv just took out Tiffany with an oblivion. Roxanne Perez trying to climb. Alba trying to cut her off. Kairi opposite end. Alba Fyre taken out of the ring. Down goes the United States Champion Kairi Sane. Liv's got her back turned. She don't realize what's going on. Giulia's got her bell rung. Roxanne Perez has got her fingertips on the contract, and she's got it.
Here is your winner and Miss Money in the Bank, Roxanne Perez.
The prodigy, Roxanne Perez, wins the race to the finish line. She's already a former women's world champion, and now she might have just proclaimed herself another future champion. Mrs. Money in the Bank of 2025. Come on down. Her name is Roxanne Perez. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this week, the wrestling world suffered a tragic loss with the passing of the immortal Hulk Hogan. We'd like to take this moment to simply say thank you. Thank you to a man who revolutionized this industry, a global icon, a larger-than-life force who brought professional wrestling into the mainstream. Without Hulk Hogan, this business as we know it would cease to exist and simply wouldn't exist in the same manner. A standard bearer, a flag bearer, a man who put this industry on his back, a hero for a generation. May we say rest in the ultimate power. Thank you, Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania will truly live forever. What has been an incredible night thus far here in the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada for the 2025 Money in the Bank. And this night only about to get better. Coming up next, #1 contendership for the undisputed WWE title at SummerSlam 4 weeks from tonight is what is on the line. It is a rivalry feud between the Second City Saint, the self-proclaimed best in the world CM Punk, and the 16-time champ, the franchise, John Cena. Who's going to SummerSlam? We're about to find out. CM Punk has been on a mission to remind the world, and dare I say remind himself, just who the hell he is. CM Punk out to prove that he still has what it takes to hang amongst the best, to compete against the best, to become WWE Champion. His road leads him to an old rival, CM Punk, John Cena, right here at Money in the Bank.
The following contest is scheduled for one
Let us not forget what happened this past Monday night on Raw. Gunther ambushing John Cena in the midst of a battle against Ludwig Kaiser. CM Punk coming at John Cena's aid. Punk and Cena coming face to face, and then CM Punk dropping John Cena with a go-to-sleep inside of the ring. A simple yet loud and effective message sent to his Money in the Bank opponent. Respect absolutely there. They'll be friends before and after the bell, but the second the bell sounds, it all goes out the window. Both men want what the other desires, and that's an opportunity at the undisputed WWE Championship 4 weeks from tonight at the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. Is John Cena's road to 17 about to continue, or is it gonna come crashing down?
And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the greatest of all time, John Cena!
Many a times throughout his career, John Cena has resembled the now late great Hall of Famer in Hulk Hogan, the unwavering hero, built off inspiration, resilience, honor, and respect. But tonight, John Cena stares into the eyes of one of his greatest rivals. CM Punk is what stands between John Cena and what he believes to be his destiny of the record-breaking 17-time world title. 3 weeks ago at King and Queen of the Ring, they were partners. Tonight, opponents. And what better setting than Money in the Bank? 17,000 plus on hand for the co-main event here in Montreal. The #1 contendership to the WWE title in Cleveland at SummerSlam is what hangs in the balance. A moment that we will not soon forget. The bell has sounded. CM Punk and John Cena once again here at Money in the Bank. It was 14 years ago this month at this very show that CM Punk defeated John Cena for his very first WWE title, a matchup that would kick off a multiple-year rivalry between these two men. Here they are again, this time fighting just for the opportunity to challenge for said WWE title. Should be very interesting to see who the aggressor is in the early going. You'd think a feeling out process would be needed, but these two men have wrestled each other so many times, they know each other so well. Is that feeling out process truly needed in this case scenario? Would not surprise me to see both men going for some of their best shots in the early moments. Also don't want to overcommit, make a mistake against somebody who knows you so well. John Cena now sending CM Punk into the corner and gonna lather him up with a couple of blows himself. John Cena returning just over a month ago on Monday Night Raw for the first time since this year's WrestleMania to say that next year at WrestleMania, he will hang up the shoes. He will retire. The clock is ticking. If John Cena wants to become a 17-time world champion, now's the time to do it. CM Punk wants that same gold, and I think Punk just about as confident as John Cena is tonight as he just cleaned his clock with that enziguri. It was last year at this very event in London that CM Punk defeated Kevin Owens to win his first WWE Championship in 11 years. CM Punk looking to go back-to-back and continue to have Money in the Bank be a successful night for him and defeat John Cena. Off the high knee, first cover of the matchup goes the best in the world here, only a 1 count. I think CM Punk knew he wasn't going to get the job done that time. Just trying to mess with the psyche of Cena, force him to push out a little bit of energy and remind John that there is no respect in between the bells and that both men are going to stop at any and all cost to become #1 contender. Cena now unloading. John Cena, the brawler, old school inside of that ring. At times, CM Punk technical wizardry. Two incredible wrestlers on their own accords. And I'll die on that hill. John Cena knows exactly what he's doing inside of that ring. 5 moves of doom, you can call it whatever you want. Cena's a 16-time world champion for a reason. Look at that, Olympic slam. Out of the arsenal of another one of his greatest rivals and Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. John Cena now with a near fall. CM Punk kicking out early. CM Punk even coming in tonight donning similar trunks to the ones he wore that night in Chicago 14 years ago when he defeated John Cena to win the WWE title. Will history repeat itself in a sense here tonight? These two men falling short to Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther 3 weeks ago in Seattle. Well, it was one hell of a tag team matchup at King and Queen of the Ring. Dare I say, both CM Punk and John Cena still have unfinished business with the ring general. And depending on how tonight goes, Gunther could be the man walking into SummerSlam holding the WWE title. We'll find out in tonight's main event as John Cena with the hip tossed over the top rope. Harsh fall, harsh landing for CM Punk as now Cena off the apron and now drops the hammer. CM Punk taking to the outside, and dare I say this matchup has taken a turn for CM Punk's worst in the early going. See, neither man has been overly aggressive, picking their spots wisely. John Cena now on top, uncharacteristically, but it works out. The leg drop on the back of the neck. John Cena digging deep, deep down in the bag of tricks, pulling out that leg drop that we have not seen in quite some time, right to CM Punk. Got to take a measure out of Punk, but not enough to put him away. A hip toss to the outside, the leg drop, CM Punk's neck and shoulder region. Hell, his entire back has got to be crying for mercy at the given moment. John Cena delivers an attitude adjustment. This one could be all but over. CM Punk now going for a ride. I think both men know that it is not going to be easy putting down the other. This is familiar playground. They know each other extremely well. They came here ready for a war of attrition tonight. CM Punk has not had a lot of luck at premium live events throughout 2025. John Cena, however, huge win earlier this year at WrestleMania over the ring general Gunther. CM Punk falling short in the main event of WrestleMania to Bron Breakker, losing to Gunther back at Clash at the Castle. The tag team lost just 3 weeks ago. Punk can really turn his luck around if he can defeat John Cena here in Montreal. Cena now caught with the Fisherman Buster, Punk into the bridge to become #1 contender now. This has already been a very interesting wrestling matchup between two future Hall of Famers. Already decorated careers, accolades a list a mile long, but neither are done yet. Both want another run, another crack at the goal. Cena taking it to the outside this time, off the reversal, off the kick by Punk. Punk not rushing in, measuring his man. Cena in prime position, springboard, crossbody by the best in the world. CM Punk throwing caution in the wind, all in the means of success here at Money in the Bank. Cena back inside the ring. CM Punk starting to feel it. On top, hustling a little bit. Macho Man-esque elbow. Punk into the cover. And he nearly had this matchup put away, but John Cena's still alive. Incredible crossbody on the outside. Punk follows it up with the elbow. Cena nearly got out of dodge, but Punk was able to deliver that sharp elbow right to the back of John Cena. Might not have put this matchup away, but it obviously did a number on the franchise. Punk now back up top, feeling very comfortable from the heights. Going for the elbow that would have took out John Cena off his feet. Cena able to sidestep it, and now the power of Cena, powerbomb. Costly misstep by Punk. They don't call it high risk, high reward for nothing. Cena now starting to get going. Punk misses wildly. Down goes CM Punk. In prime position. Cena loaded up for a little 5-knuckle shuffle. And into the lateral goes the franchise. And now it's CM Punk popping that shoulder off the canvas. A great rally by Cena. The shoulder tackles the clothesline that missed wildly that Cena turned around. Then the 5-knuckle shuffle. Unfortunately, no 3 count to be had. Now a reversal by Punk sends Cena to the ropes, into the float over. Vintage out of the arsenal of CM Punk. CM Punk has been trying to get back the WWE Championship ever since Bron Breakker cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase on him this past December. Maybe Punk is finally going to move one step closer here tonight. Cena now perched up. CM Punk. Look at this, a little lopsided, but it works. Frankensteiner takes Cena down. It don't gotta be pretty to be effective. Cena rolling to the outside, but CM Punk gonna meet him there, and now dropping Cena on the apron. You can just feel the confidence oozing out of each of these superstars every time they start to take control. Cena now sent back between the ropes. CM Punk not rushing in, taking his time. Springboard clothesline, down goes Cena. John Cena may be in trouble. Oh, wait a minute, CM Punk now. Small package, realized Cena might have had a couple of screws loose and got thrown off, but Cena realizing just at the last second that disaster was afoot. Separation created. Oh no! Attitude adjustment to CM Punk. And CM Punk giving a kick out. Punk was stacking the offense. Montreal on their feet. CM Punk was stacking the offense. Cena felt the sense of urgency. Elected for the attitude adjustment. No victory just yet. Oh, another reversal by Punk. Well timed at that. Oh, now Cena on the shoulders. JTS, just as it was this past Monday night on Raw. And now it's John Cena kicking out. Now it's Cena surviving. We've got a barn burner on our hands in the middle of the Bell Center, just as we expected. And look at this. It's as if Punk and Cena are laughing. It's as if these two men are saying, look at us. We're still going. We still got it. Look how much fire we won it. Cena throwing a shot. Punk throwing a shot. Both these men clearly still got it. Clearly still got enough in the tank. My only question is who wants it more? Who's going to cross the finish line first? CM Punk trying to outrun Cena, and Cena just decking him. Hard shot by the franchise. CM Punk sent for an amusement park ride unintentionally by Cena over the top rope. That moment of R&R may actually benefit the best in the world. John Cena gets sent to the barricade. It's been a great matchup thus far. Both of these men emptying the tanks in hopes to main event SummerSlam for the undisputed WWE Championship. Who will be the champion? We're going to find out in moments here in Montreal. Cena breaking the count. I should say CM Punk breaking the count. Now back on the outside. Now face first off the apron goes Cena. And now Punk scaling the barricade. CM Punk getting creative here and hitting Cena from different levels. Hitting Cena from different heights. It's been a long night. The voice is starting to go. John Cena, however, sent back inside the ring in the midst of all this excitement. John Cena on a wobbly foundation. CM Punk, once again, dare I say, is in firm control. I don't know what Punk's got in mind now. Oh, wait a minute. I think I do. Punk looking for the plunge. Down goes the franchise. And another near fall. Another near fall. And look how enthusiastic Cena was in the kick out. Cena seeing his hopes of becoming a 17-time world champion flash before his eyes and was able to survive at the last second. John Cena trying to fight, trying to let his will to become champ fuel him past all this pain and punishment. Oh, look at that. Scoop and a slam. Right into a 5-knuckle shuffle. And it's the second time it's been delivered. Cena not going for the cover just yet. Cena realizing he's got some catching up to do. CM Punk in control for a couple of moments there. John Cena may be feeling that he's got to inflict some punishment on CM Punk before he can warrant a 3 count. And a running power slam. Man, that is incredible strength by John Cena, especially in deep waters like this. Fatigue setting in, equilibrium thrown off, but John Cena picking CM Punk off his feet time and time again. Oh, now look at this. Look at Cena. A muscle buster. Cena with a muscle buster on CM Punk. But unfortunately, that does not do it. John Cena pulling out a maneuver I don't think he's ever pulled out before. A damn muscle buster. But unfortunately for Cena, this matchup ain't over yet. John Cena, dare I say, in a bit of disbelief. But just trying to keep his eyes on the prize. CM Punk, slowly but surely, back on a wobbly foundation. Punk set to the ropes, trying to put the brakes on here. All the while, Cena's trying to wear him down. A little bit of distance, much needed, created by the Second City Saint. Starting to unload, forearms, fist, open hand shots. On the shoulders, a second GTS. To go to SummerSlam, no! John Cena kicks out of the second GTS tonight, the third in this entire week. And look at Punk, realize Cena crawled to the corner to get back to his feet, but what he really did was crawl to disaster. Punk's gotta keep it going. He's gotta find an exclamation point. 2 GTS didn't do it, maybe a third would. Cena avoids whatever Punk had in mind, a second Olympic slam. This is going to be a fight we remember for years to come. Punk and Cena letting loose here in Montreal. Who's going to SummerSlam? Punk trying to reach out, hanging John Cena up in the top rope. CM Punk is going to be racking his brain right now. Had to believe that second GTS was going to do it. John Cena now, referee Rod Zapata getting caught up in the crosshairs. John Cena already wobbly, barely made it to the corner as is. Might be surviving, but far from thriving, and has got to be feeling a little bit unbalanced after the second GTS. Able to turn the tables. Once again, CM Punk, ever exhausted, hoisted on the top, and now a second running power slam. Cena elects for the pinfall, and Punk doesn't even allow a 1 count. Oh my goodness, the standoff, eye to eye, CM Punk and John Cena here at Money in the Bank. Reversal. Oh no, Cena, a second attitude adjustment. Punk got caught, Punk got caught. John Cena is going to SummerSlam.
Here is your winner, the great
What a match! What a resilient effort by both men! But to the victors goes the spoils. And comes Sunday night, August 24th at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio, John Cena will be in search of his 17th WWE Championship when he can test either Gunther or Bron Breakker. Who will it be? We find out in moments. But John Cena is going to SummerSlam. SummerSlam!
I have to make a choice.
Think down even further.
Drowning out my voice. If you're feeling lost, sing this song with me. It will shine a light. I hope that you can say, "Sing away, carry me."
I cannot wait to get to Cleveland 4 weeks from tonight. Huntington Bank Field, special start time of 4 p.m. Eastern for the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And after tonight, we can officially confirm a couple of bouts taking place in Cleveland. One of those for the Heavyweight Championship of the world. The Mad Dragon, able to survive Bronson Reed earlier tonight. And now, it will be Ilja Dragunov versus the 2025 King of the Ring winner, AJ Styles. That matchup coming up in Cleveland, as is this affair. The 2025 Queen of the Ring, Lyra Valkyria, with the biggest opportunity of her career as she goes one-on-one with Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship. And speaking of Valkyria and Ripley, they will be live in Toronto tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as SummerSlam opponents are set to go face-to-face, speak their minds. Lyra, Rhea, they'll be in the house tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. And by the time we get to Raw tomorrow, we will know our WWE Championship match for SummerSlam. One half has already been determined, but who will be holding the gold? Coming up next, the Ring General, Gunther, one-on-one with the unpredictable badass, Bron Breakker, who's heading to SummerSlam as the WWE Champion. The Bell Center in Montreal becomes ground zero for one of the most highly anticipated collisions in recent memory. Two of WWE's most dominant forces, fueled by the fight and the burning desire to stand alone as champion. The challenger, the Ring General, Gunther, a man who has redefined what it means to rule. Over half his time on the main roster spent wearing gold. Only 3 men have pinned his shoulders in nearly 4 years, and once reigned as World Heavyweight Champion for 275 days. Gunther is not only chasing legacy, he's chasing absolute dominance. But standing in his way is the WWE Champion, the unpredictable badass, Bron Breakker. 209 days of carnage, of intensity, of turning away icons and future Hall of Famers alike. Breakker is a force no one's been able to contain. 3 weeks ago in Seattle, Gunther made his move. A brutal ambush that sent a message loud and clear. He's coming for the crown. Since then, Monday Night Raw has been chaotic, brawls, and blind sides. No matter who's been left standing, only one thing is certain. Both men are hell-bent and will go through hell or high water to conquer the other and leave Montreal with the WWE Championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. That is for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the matter is highly. What you're about to witness is dignified deformation executed by unprecedented precision. A diabolical athlete who will stop at nothing to uphold the integrity and honor of this great sport. Der Ringgeneral, Gunther!
It is main event time here in Montreal. And approaching the ring now, the #1 contender, the challenger, the Ring General, Gunther. And what we did not anticipate is Gunther being accompanied tonight by Ludwig Kaiser. Dare I say Gunther realizes the task that's ahead, acknowledging what Bron Breakker has built for himself since winning the WWE Championship, the victories that he has acquired inside of that ring. I don't want to speculate, but it seems as if Gunther has come to Money in the Bank with his insurance policy. Well, Ludwig Kaiser accompanying the Ring General down to the squared circle tonight as Gunther looks to win the WWE Championship for the very first time. Once held the heavyweight title of the world on SmackDown for 275 days, Gunther looks to continue to build his legacy here at Money in the Bank. But that ain't gonna be easy, because the top dog is standing in his way. The dogs are barking in Montreal for the unpredictable, badass, the undisputed WWE Champion. Some call him the future, some call him the now. Bron Breakker's in the house, and he's coming to destroy. Bron Breakker wants his retribution. Celebration after a victory over Seth Rollins, cut short by the emergence of Gunther just 3 weeks ago in Seattle. Bron Breakker wants to do what he did 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw over and over tonight, and that is spear Gunther into oblivion. Well, Bron Breakker may need spear after spear after spear if he is going to keep down what you got to believe is a game Gunther, one of the most dominating superstars this industry has ever seen.
Introducing the challenger from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther! And his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the WWE Champion, Bron Breakker!
Dare I say tonight was an inevitable meeting between two of the top stars in WWE today. The dominance of Bron Breakker's championship reign meets the dominance that the ring general has personified inside of that ring since arriving to this company many years ago. Gunther has defeated Bron Breakker in the past. That was during Gunther's World Championship reign. But Bron Breakker, a completely different animal, in July of 2025, and now that the bell has sounded, Gunther may just be on the verge of figuring that out. Bron Breakker, ever aggressive, explosive, coming out of the gate. What Breakker needs to be careful of is not fighting an emotional battle. Obviously wants to get his hands on Gunther and get revenge for the attack back in Seattle. But Breakker does not want to be over-aggressive and make a mistake, or the ring general will eat him alive here at Money in the Bank. Gunther, one of the most dominating superstars, no matter where he's been. Check his record on the independents. Check his time in NXT. What about his time over on SmackDown? And even since joining Monday Night Raw a few months ago, superstars usually steer clear of the ring general. But Bron Breakker not backing down. Gunther here at Money in the Bank to make it a long night for the champion. He is going to try to wear down Bron Breakker, humble the champion, defeat him in confidence before he defeats him with a 3 count on the mat. Bron Breakker to give Gunther all he has, no doubt about it. Just as he has every superstar that has tried to step up throughout his title reign. There's a reversal by Gunther here. Now the ring general with a German suplex early on. Gunther loves to rely on a couple of maneuvers. Germans, chops, hard hitting, beat you down kind of competition is what Gunther brings to the squared circle. 275 days as World Heavyweight Champion on SmackDown. Over 800 days, and I did not blink. 800 days as NXT United Kingdom Champion. Gunther, a force that only few have been able to figure out. And even when Gunther has been defeated, he usually comes back stronger than ever. You notice as Gunther continues to attack Bron Breakker, Ludwig Kaiser exposing the steel underneath that turnbuckle pad in the far left corner of your screen. Referee Adrian Butler fixing that up before it could cause disaster, but that is what Bron Breakker's got to be careful of here tonight. On the outside, Gunther cleaning Bron Breakker's clock with that clothesline. Gunther, I'm sure, doesn't lack the confidence. I'm sure he believes tenfold that he can beat Bron Breakker, but just in case, he's got his partner, he's got his running buddy, his longtime friend in Ludwig Kaiser here at ringside to make sure he can watch his back. Bron Breakker sending those diamond-plated steps. Gunther breaking the count, and now Gunther clearing off the announce table. All the while, Kaiser just casually brings Bron back to his feet, which shouldn't be allowed, but I'm sure referee Adrian Butler is going to let a little bit slide tonight, knowing the circumstances and the stakes of this matchup. Obviously, the winner of this matchup will meet the winner, or I should say, will meet John Cena, the man who won the prior contest. 4 weeks from tonight for the WWE title in the main event of SummerSlam. Back inside the ring, Bron Breakker had a moment to catch his breath, and he's going to start wailing away on Gunther. So Bron might have realized at this point that Gunther cleared off the announce table, so whatever the ring general has in mind, it's got to be something that Bron avoids. Bron Breakker has defeated the likes of CM Punk, AJ Styles, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, all throughout his WWE title reign. Is Gunther the next on his list? Certainly would be, maybe the biggest victory of Bron's WWE Championship reign thus far. Maybe even bigger than main eventing and winning in the main event of WrestleMania. He's got Gunther down momentarily. It's never a promise of victory, but certainly he's got to make Bron feel good about his efforts. Trying to keep Gunther down, ground and pound on the challenger. Bron Breakker now ragdoll in the ring general into the corner. Now full head of steam comes the champion. Listen, just because Gunther has been dominant throughout his WWE career doesn't mean this is a landslide. Bron Breakker gonna give hell to Gunther just as the ring general's gonna give the Bron. Reversal into the backbreaker. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think off the ground and pound by Bron Breakker a few moments ago, Gunther may have been busted wide open here. Gunther's got a target. He's wearing the crimson mask. I don't even know if Bron intentionally tried to cut Gunther open, but those closed fists opening up the flesh of the challenger. Well, that is very interesting. That has added a whole new layer to this championship matchup. One of two things are going to happen now, ladies and gentlemen. Gunther's either going to smell his own blood and it's going to fire him up, and maybe that's exactly what we're seeing, or he's going to smell his own blood, start to taste it, and he's going to feel nervous. He's going to crumble from within. That can happen with a lot of competitors inside of that ring. Well, the jury's still out on which one it's going to be, but right now Gunther's in control. But he's got to realize he has now got a target. And whether the blood intimidates Gunther or not, that will cause fatigue to set in a hell of a lot earlier than usual. Well, right now, the wound that Gunther is sporting, not necessarily a matter, but Bron Breakker going to make it a problem. Gunther starting to disrespect Bron a little bit with those boot scrapes, and Bron going to make him pay, and now turns him inside out with the clothesline. Referee Adrian Butler right there, only a 1 count. Gunther has clearly been busted wide open by the bare hands of Bron Breakker. Gunther now gets snatched out of midair by the champion. Ask any superstar that's been in the ring with Breakker. One of the reasons he has been so dominant is because he is so versatile. He's powerful, he's agile, he's got speed, he's not afraid to leave the soles of his boots, he's not afraid to get down to the canvas. That time Breakker leaving the soles of his boots. It went sore, and thanks to the reversal by Gunther. And now look at Gunther! Cross body off the middle rope. You want to talk about uncharacteristic? Look no further. Gunther has got Bron in his grasp. Last Symphony, that's what beat Bron in their last encounter at Backlash in 2024, but it is not what gets the job done tonight. That last Symphony is what won Gunther his first World Championship back at Survivor Series of 2023. But Bron Breakker showing his guts, showing his toughness. He's double tough inside of that ring, and Gunther just going right back on the attack. Gunther looks even more intimidating with blood flowing down the face. Bron Breakker now just getting drug around the squared circle by the ring general. Bron has felt firsthand just how destructive Gunther can be. He laid out Bron back in Seattle. This past Monday night on Raw, dropped Bron Breakker with a powerbomb at ringside yet again that concluded a multiple-minute brawl between these two men. This is what Gunther wants. This is what Gunther's going to get. If this is the pace that Gunther wants to wrestle, then that's what Bron Breakker is going to have to settle for. Gunther's got no problem meticulously beating down the champion until the champion says uncle. There's a counter that time. Bron now popping the hips off the belly to belly. Just when you think Gunther's on the verge of taking over, Bron Breakker able to explode. And now Gunther out of the corner. Bulldog by the top dog. Down goes the open wound of the ring general. You know, we said it a couple weeks ago, a king and queen of the ring. Bron's matchup against Seth Rollins, one of his best showings to date. Very aggressive, Oh, wait a minute, hold on here. Well, Ludwig Kaiser seeing Gunther might have been in a little bit of trouble. Kaiser distracting Bron, and now Gunther from behind gets Bron in position for a powerbomb. And you gotta believe this one would have been over, but Bron too close to the ropes. The champion saved by the ropes that time. Gunther now pulling him away into the cover. The champ weakened nonetheless, and Bron able to kick out of the powerbomb. Well, if there wasn't that slight hesitation, that slight delay, thanks to the closeness to the ropes, you gotta believe that Gunther will be standing here, the new WWE Champion. But this matchup gonna progress nonetheless. And we have had some great in-ring action tonight here in Montreal. It's been a hard-hitting, chaotic, dare I say, evening opportunity, the name of the game tonight at Money in the Bank. And Gunther looking to make the most of his opportunity. Asserted himself firmly at the front of the line a couple of weeks ago at King and Queen of the Ring, knowing Bron Breakker wouldn't back down. Bron's not backing down at this given moment, throwing everything he's got at the challenger. He's got Gunther up for a jackhammer. Into the cover goes the champion on a bloody Gunther, but Gunther kicks out at 1. That is a scary sight. Gunther pops the shoulder at 1. That's got to be demoralizing for Bron Breakker and intimidating to everybody in the locker room looking on at this matchup. And within a moment's notice, Gunther's back in control. Now, I'm sure Gunther would love to try to right the wrong of WrestleMania and defend the WWE Championship against the man who beat him at WrestleMania, that being John Cena 4 weeks from tonight at SummerSlam. One of these men are going to Cleveland, will main event against the franchise. Bron now set to the ropes. Gunther trying to hoist him. Breakker putting the boots on. But again, Ludwig Kaiser yelling and screaming like a little schoolgirl. Gunther now from behind, stacking up the champion, trying to steal one. Bron Breakker kicks. And just when you think Breakker's got this thing back in control. Well, distance created in a clothesline takes Gunther off his feet. And now Bron Breakker guzzling the throat of the ring general. Military press into the slam. Down goes Gunther. Breakker, a sense of urgency, now on top. A shooting star press by the badass. But Gunther still has a pulse. The bloody, wounded, weakened ring general is still moving. I don't know how. Bron Breakker now throws his body over the top. Could be looking for a little suicide spear. Oh, God. Oh, no. Breakker wanted the suicide spear that we've seen him use to help retain the title in the past, but Gunther has clearly done his homework. Breakker just crashed and burned at ringside. Ludwig Kaiser, who shouldn't even be out here, putting his hands on the champion, rolling him right back into the lion's den. And now Gunther with a second last symphony. I don't know how this monster still is awake and breathing. Bloody, put through the ringer with some of Bron's best maneuvers. Oh, Gunther trying to come from behind, now Bron Breakker drops the ring general. Yeah, we have got a fight on our hands. And, all right, Adrian Butler, he's got to get Ludwig Kaiser away from ringside because he's starting to become a nuisance on this match. Once again, it looked like Bron was about to be in the driver's seat. A quick distraction by Kaiser, and Gunther sends him to the outside. Oh, don't forget, Gunther cleared off this announce table earlier on here, and now I think he's going to try to institute it. Both men hoisted on top the table. Breakker with a reversal. Bron, spine buster to Gunther through the table. Referee at a count of 7. Bron Breakker could retain the title via countout, but look at him going to break the count. Gunther somehow starting to stir at ringside, and Breakker just throws him right into the prime hydration station. Gunther, bloody, put through the announce table. Bron Breakker, this beast, this alpha male, is stirring, and now a spear to Gunther. But Gunther's still in it. A kick by Gunther. And all of a sudden, Montreal has been deflated, thinking Bron Breakker was about to retain the title. Oh, but instead, all he gets is another distraction by Kaiser for his troubles. And once again, Gunther, somehow, someway, is on the soles of his boots. Gunther looks like he's been through a war and vice versa. Gunther's losing blood, that open wound, he's got to be feeling it. Was just put through the announce table moments ago, cut in half with a spear by Bron Breakker, the jackhammer, the shooting star, everything else in between, and somehow Gunther's got enough left in him to scale the ropes himself and drops a short order elbow right to the heart of the champion. They just don't make them like Gunther every day. There's a reason this man was world champion for 275 days over on SmackDown, and there's a reason he could be moments away from leaving Money in the Bank, the new WWE Champion. Bron sent into the corner once again. I don't know what Gunther's got in mind, but you gotta believe it's gonna be disastrous. Bron put on top. Up there, not by his own will, but by force. Gunther's gonna meet him. Oh no, half Nelson secured. And the German for good measures. Dead center, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. But Bron Breakker barely, just barely survives. That was 2.9, as close as you can get, and as unenthusiastic of a kickout that Bron Breakker could muster up. Gunther again, just tossing Bron Breakker. Dare I say, a near lifeless carcass inside of the ring. Well, I guess never say never, because Bron Breakker with a reversal, overhead kick, and somehow he's still throwing everything he's got behind those fists and those kicks. And a running shoulder. Running power slam, excuse me. It's been a long night here in Montreal. Gunther. Oh, another reversal by the ring general, but again gets caught. That is 2 times now. Gunther has gone to the well. And it come back to haunt him. Breakker in the corner. Another, oh, Gunther counters the spear. Breakker wanted the spear. Gunther got the knees up. Kneecap break to the skull. Breakker now a reversal. Breakker trying to do his best to absorb the punishment. Let adrenaline fuel him. Worry about the injuries sustained tomorrow. Bron back into the corner. Surveying the scene. Gunther barely getting to his feet. Breakker, equilibrium thrown off, missed wildly with the clothesline. Gunther disrespects him. This is an absolute war. Gunther now. Powerbomb. Oh, again the ropes coming back to haunt Gunther. Gunther, who's usually in-ring IQ is of the highest, 2 times now, might have had this matchup cost by those rope breaks. Well, might have something to do with the blood loss of the ring general, that's for sure. Not thinking clearly. Breakker with a spear. Breakker spears Gunther into the cover, and oh no, come on now. Referee Adrian Butler distracted by Ludwig Kaiser at ringside. Breakker's got Gunther beat. And now he goes into the cover. And it's too little, too late. Breakker spears a wounded Gunther, but unfortunately Kaiser intervenes, and I think Bron's had enough. He's going after Ludwig at ringside. Gunther barely on the soles of his boots, but he's getting a minute to rest here because Breakker's hoisting Kaiser up in the military press and sends him down to the floor of the Bell Center. Bron back inside the ring, but Gunther had a moment to recalibrate. Once again, stacking Bron Breakker up for the pinfall. No! And Gunther now trying to grab a hold. Breakker creates some distance. Now it's Breakker, pulls the rug out from underneath the ring general. And another kick. I don't know how these 2 men are doing it. Bron Breakker measuring his man. Gunther back on his feet. Gunther takes out Bron. These guys are running on fumes. Somebody needs that one final blow, that one exclamation point to finally put this matchup away. Oh no, wait a minute, Bron Breakker again has got Gunther up for the military press, and down goes the challenger. Gunther down, Breakker coiled and ready to strike with another spear. Third of the matchup. And finally has defeated the Ring General.
Here is your winner, and still the undisputed WWE Champion, Bron Breakker.
A war in the middle of Montreal that we will not soon forget. But the result leads us to this. 4 weeks from tonight, August 24th in Cleveland at SummerSlam, Bron Breakker will defend the undisputed WWE Championship against the franchise, John Cena. An incredible night here in Montreal, capped off with a war that I don't think Bron Breakker is ever gonna forget. One that he's gonna be feeling maybe until he even gets to SummerSlam. But victorious nonetheless. Nobody can deny the dominance of Bron Breakker. It has been one hell of a reign thus far, and come SummerSlam, it may just continue. He's turned away legends. He's turned away future Hall of Famers. And in 4 weeks, Bron Breakker puts that gold up against the #1 contender in John Cena. It has been a hell of a night here at Money in the Bank. We thank you for joining us from the Capacity Bell Center in Montreal.